Hi, good afternoon. I'm Daniela García, and I will expose you a short literature review. And named Mangroves of South America and their effects due to climate change. Mangroves. A mangrove forest is composed for halophytic vegetation, they trees in transition zone between fresh water of rivers and saltwater of the sea. These trees are adapted to saline environment, with the roots are partially or completely submerged. Mangroves have aerial roots known as prop roots, which provide support in muddy soils and facilitate gases and change, especially during tide heights. What is the importance of these ecosystems? Well, natural nurseries, coastal defense, water filters, and they call it the lungs of the planet. Globally, mangroves cover approximately 150,000 square kilometers. In South America, the estimated area is 16,500 square kilometers. It's covered about 11% of the world total. The ecosystems are distributed along the Pacific, Caribbean, and all coast Atlantic Oceans. How I was saying, this systematic review was conducted to synthesize the information, evidence available online when talk about mangroves of South America, published between 2015 and 2020. This process followed with RISMA guidelines. After cleaning, isolating all documents, the compiled information was organized in 4 thematic categories: mangroves and climate change, anthropogenic impacts, extension of mangroves, and mangroves mitigation and conservation strategies. Mangroves are important for their high carbon sequestration capacity, which can be up to 5 times more than the other forests. For this reason, they are considered one of the ecosystems with the greatest potential to climate change mitigation. Globally, mangroves can store approximately 11 billion tons of carbon. The structure and the vegetation of mangroves are linked to interact with the climatic and environment and biogeochemical factors. Soils plays a fundamental role in carbon and nutrient cycles. Furthermore, soil respiration can be affected by variation in humidity, soils acid temperature, and as well by change in hydrological dynamics. Mangrove mortality can increase more carbon by dead matter and also increase greenhouse gas emissions like methane and CO2. For that reason, under climate warming scenarios, mangroves can be transformed for carbon sinks to net source of carbon emissions. The extent of mangroves exhibit market spatial and temporal variability, determined by interaction with climate and oceanographic factors, as well various anthropogenic activities. As of 2020, in South America countries, with the largest mangrove areas were Brazil, with 11,414 square kilometers. Second, Venezuela, with 2,846 square kilometers. And the third, Colombia, 2,807 square kilometers. Also, expansion has been recorded in some regions. Mangroves remain one of the most threatened ecosystems globally. Recent losses are particularly significant considering the deforestation of this ecosystem contribute approximately 10% of the global carbon emissions by the land use change. Anthropogenic effects, well, the most impacts of that suffer this ecosystem is for anthropogenic impacts like wood extraction, urban and tourist expansion, expansion for the agriculture frontier or aquaculture activities. This ecosystem will suffer severe pressures for the humans. In well-preserved mangroves, the rates of nitrogen and phosphorus accumulation and sediment growth are significantly lower than in those exposed to urban effluents or aquaculture activities, where nutrient deposition can be up to 20 times greater. This demonstrates the direct impact of human activities on the biogeochemical process of the ecosystems. One of the most well-documented conservation strategies for mangrove ecosystem is ecological rehabilitation or restoration. In South America, efforts have focused primarily on rehabilitating hydrological and sedimentary processes rather than on the mass planting of species. Several studies in neotropical regions indicate that effective restorations depends on the recovery of hydrological connectivity, sediment availability, and the switchability of local conditions. These factors favor the natural regeneration of species, increase their survival rates, and strengthen the ecosystem resilience to climate change. Also, the combination of strategies based on natural restoration processes, blue carbon conservation, participatory governance, and the implementation of effective public policies constitutes a comprehensive approach to ensure the persistence of mangroves in the face of the changing goals. Well, the evidence shows that the structure, function, and composition of mangrove are profoundly influenced by processes associated with global change. These ecosystems fulfill essential ecological functions, such as coastal protection, carbon storage, and biodiversity support, and also possess high social and cultural value for coastal communities, who have or historically depend on them for their substance and well-being. In this context, it is crucial to integrate mangroves into coastal management, conservation, and climate action strategies. The persistence of these ecosystems will depend on the implementation adaptive approaches that recognize the ecological, social, and economic value, along with the effective reduction of anthropogenic pressures that compromise their integrity. Thank you.